Good afternoon and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. I hope that you guys are doing okay today. As you come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Also, if you would like to support the channel, you can do it via Cash App or you can hit the thanks button at the bottom of this screen to support the channel. I wanted to talk about, I was just looking at a news clipping. And I guess I've been missing out on a lot because for the most part, I have not really looked at the news in a very, very long time. And I think I've expressed why I really stopped just looking at the news a long time ago. It was because when I worked for the police department, I saw the inconsistencies and how inaccurate the news was and how they would be begging for information. They would call the investigative unit to get information. And sometimes I would be on the other end of that phone. And they would go, we're going live in 10 in 20 minutes. Um, we know because they had a police scanner that there was a shooting. Who is the investigator? Can y'all give us any information? No. Still developing. Okay. If I mean sometimes they would be desperate because they wanted to be the first to get the breaking information. Um, and sometimes they would go because if we're going to be forced to fill in some information. Okay, so what are you filling in? It's got to be a lie because we didn't give you no information. I would see how the names will be inaccurate, and people make mistakes and things of that nature. So it just because I know that when they can't get information, they will fill in information, and it comes from up in the damn sky somewhere. Okay, from the damn birds. I just kind of stopped looking, but lately, since I've been on the internet, it has been I see a lot of the clippings and stuff on the news media of the news media, and oftentimes I'll click on it, and I think it's a shame what is going on. I got into talking about it last night, and I really wanted to talk about it some more when I got online because I was up, and then um I got a phone call that somebody was trying to do something on my network, so I had to go ahead and get off so that they could handle that. But I think that it is a shame what is happening around the city of Memphis. Okay, and you know, I want to show you all the news clipping, and then I'm going to get into what I was going to talk about. Um, but it is very depressing and very sad. Hold on one second. Child, attempted murder aggravated. Child, I don't know. I have to look at that later. Just looking at him depressing. With his old ass, he done did something he shouldn't. I'm talking about the next story. But I was going to kind of piggyback off of what he was saying about Crime Stoppers. I worked in Crime Stoppers for many years. They pay. Okay. The majority of the crimes that are solved is because of tips. A lot of people kind of make their money. They used to off of, and they would get, got a lot good money because they would solve multiple crimes. We never ask you for your name. We identified you by tip numbers, and you have to consistently call up there and check on the tip. Okay, and give them the tip number. Okay, you know where somebody at that is wanted, you can get some money. So 528 cash. I've always been a very big advocate of Crime Stoppers because a lot of when I worked in Crime Stoppers, we had a major. I worked up under Major Wayne Williams, and I still love Major Williams to this day. Okay, he's retired now, but a lot of what was implemented, Major Williams allowed us because I was sent up there. I was in traffic, and because I knew the investigators up there, they sent me back up there and temporarily assigned me to Crime Stoppers and took me off of the street. And a lot of what was implemented in Crime Stoppers, Major Williams allowed us to implement it, and they're still using it to this day. So I do know that it works, okay? But I think it's a shame before God that um we have that young man look like he's about what 17 or 18 years old, and he's just out there shooting people, almost like that Ezekiel guy. You know, I don't know. I know that mental illness is at an all-time high. Like I said, there's a demonic spirit that is walking around in really everywhere, but especially in Memphis and Shelby County. You look at how young these young men are, it is the drugs. Like I said, I was just kind of blown out of my mind when I saw that you know, um when I heard that these drugs that people got their own pill machines and they putting rat poison and everything. They making these pills and putting some of everything in it, and it is really making these people crazy. But I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm not telling anybody what to do. The government targeted um, poor, impoverished young women years ago with this Ritalin and all of that medicine that ate away at the mercury was so strong, it kind of messed up these children's brains. Kids have always been active and bad. Since when do we start sedating them with this medication? And something is wrong when they pay you to put your kids on this medicine. It is to target the African American children so that things can be out of control like they are now. I've never seen so much mental illness. That coupled with, because see, after the child is 18, the mama don't give a damn whether they take the medicine or not. And that is something wrong when they give them a check. What it used to be $500, I think now it's $7 a month. These women are poor, so they feeling like, well, I'm getting a free check. They got 6, 7 kids. Hell, they trying to make sure all their kids get a check. They telling all their children to act crazy. And something is wrong when they are checking their blood. They have to go and they check their system to make sure that they are taking that medicine so that they continue to get that check. And what that medicine is doing is it's really messing up these kids' brains. After 18, the mama can't get the check no more, really. She don't give a damn if they don't take the medicine anymore, and they usually don't, and you got a fool on your hand for real. So, mental illness coupled with drugs, we see the combination. We see the combination, okay? So, hey, I've been saying it, but I think that it is sad. The older gentleman that you saw on there, that was Stevie Moore. Now, I like Stevie. I ain't gonna tell no stories. When I was working in the for the sheriff's office, I was, the executive for the chief, and he used to come to the office and I would communicate with him because he did back to school programs. So we would have everybody at the sheriff's office. I would put the box outside of the chief's door so that people that work within the sheriff's office could drop in pencils and stuff, donate. So he do stuff like that. Stevie got into I think it stopped the violence because his son was murdered many, many years ago, and it made him start a nonprofit. And I tell you, the politicians love him. They do. They do. They love him, white and black. I don't mean no harm. I like Stevie, but Stevie is gonna have to be his organization, and I believe. Okay, Steve are good people, but he's right. This is our community, okay. But see, Stevie, the politicians love Stevie, because he don't cause no problems, and he gets a lot of money for his nonprofit organization. Okay, I'm gonna have to call Stevie. Okay, and so Stevie don't necessarily make any waves. Okay, Stevie needs to understand these damn politicians gonna have to do their damn job. I know he want them grants, and because they help, because Stevie do some stuff for the community, but it ain't working. We have to hold these niggas ass to the fire. So I've decided, because I've been out here taking all kinds of cases. I be working a lot too. I know it don't seem like it, because sometimes I be sitting in my car on YouTube while I'm on a case. I can do that though, because I'm my own boss. But I'm going back over there and start to do my TV show regularly. I kind of gave them a break, some of these politicians, during election season for the county. For the most part, I kind of liked everybody for the county. And I ain't gonna tell no lies. The judges that should have won. All those judges and stuff, because that was mainly like the judges of the DA. It didn't really matter. I liked Amy. I like the one we have now. But for the most part, the judges that won, those are good judges. I was not really hard on them at all. But coming up on this city election, I'm not letting these people slide. I'm going back to my TV show so that I can start putting out more information, because I've been putting so much information on YouTube, and a lot of the people that look at my TV show are not on YouTube. Okay. They are not. They look at TV. So I'm gonna start going back and getting involved. Even now, since I come on in Arkansas, Mississippi, and Alabama, start learning about their politicians too. Because Mississippi, basically, you talk about Mississippi, the part of Mississippi that I live in is basically in Memphis still. So that would really apply to us, although Mississippi have their own politicians. The cities are so small, hell, it don't matter. Right. But Memphis is the bigger problem because all the crime goes on in Memphis. Mississippi don't play that. I don't give a damn how small that town is. These niggas ain't crazy because they don't come to Mississippi. When they think about crime, they'll stop at their state line because they ain't coming home, and they don't play in these Mississippi jails either. Okay. So, but the crime that is going on, and look at this young man, he looks like he's a baby, but he looks like he is out of his mind, right? Mental illness coupled with drugs. Something has to be done. But see, people don't want to talk about being proactive as it relates to these drugs. They want to be reactive, which is really, it does not help, because sometimes people just don't come back from drugs. They just can't do it. Okay. Rehab just don't work for them. And the type of drugs that they are making up now, they're making them so that they can become addicted and never get off. It is really messing up their mental capacity in their brain. They just don't know how to leave it alone. And I think that is how it is designed, so that it can continuously destroy the Black community. Because see, crack started to destroy the Black community in the 80s, but people started to come back this way at some point. And so when they started seeing families come back this way, I guess it wasn't strong enough. It did a lot of damage. Now they're making sure they get them at an early age, and they are making sure that they destroy our children, our people at a very early age, so that they can never get back on the right side. Okay. And so y'all, I'm sure now look, they got a good picture of this young man. Okay. They got a really good picture of him. Let me show. Not this old fool right here. I'm gonna have to look at him later. Not him. Yeah, Greg, this one. I want to show his picture. Now the man got a picture of his face. Look at that. He looks just like a damn baby. But he looks like that there's some mental illness going on, So, for him to be committing these midtown shootings, he's just doing them randomly. And that's what's so scary, just randomly, And if he is not hurry up and taken into custody, they might end up shooting him down and killing him. Because he around midtown where them rich white folks are in that those older, bigger homes, that's where they moved to. They gonna find him anyways, because he in the wrong part of town. He got to be damn crazy anyways. You see what I mean? If they don't shoot him down, that's probably what's gonna happen. And it is unfortunate either way. The people that he has shot, and then his life getting taken. Either way, because he's going to jail for the rest of his life if they don't shoot him down. Okay. But y'all, this stuff I had to talk about this because it bothers me so much. This stuff has got to stop. There is a spirit of genocide that is walking around in the city of Memphis. And a lot of these kids ain't got nobody to look up to. Look at how these adults act. They be ready to kill you. How they be ready to kill you on social media. Okay? They in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. What do these children have to look up to when these adults are mentally ill and don't know how to conduct themselves? And a lot of times they are a product of their environment because they grew up around dysfunctional adults that did not know how to control their own damn emotions. It ain't nothing worse than seeing an adult act a damn fool because of jealousy, or because they on some type of substance abuse, okay, or because of just plain ignorance. I can deal with mental illness because you get it, they need a pill, but just ignorance and pathetic, it's just something about that that's grotesque. And so I blame a lot of these adults because these children ain't got nobody to look up to. Hell, because they worse than the damn kids. And they supposedly ain't crazy. They just ignorant as hell and they messing these kids' lives up. Okay? Acting a damn fool and they kids unhappy. They kids watching them making their lives hell because they pathetic as hell. And as a result, it's so that they have a lot of anger on the inside of them because of some pathetic adult. But anyways, y'all, I just had to get on here and talk about that. Now he looks mentally ill. I'm happy that the man, and that was a white guy too. He went on ahead and took a picture of him because he shot at him. He went ahead and took a picture of him. Look at him. Okay. So if you're in the city of Memphis, y'all be careful out there because he ain't got yet. But if he keep hanging around in Midtown, them white folks gonna have him before. Because they don't have nothing but assault rifles, like 50 and 60 and hundreds of them in their cabinet. If he hanging around in that area, I don't know if he's gonna make it out alive. Okay, because they laying for him. And it's an unfortunate thing, okay? But y'all, please like, share, and subscribe. Talk to you later.